If your brand isn't landing the way that you hoped, it might not be necessarily a you problem. It might be something you're accidentally doing to your brand without realizing it. So, first of all, don't panic. This is totally fixable. Most business owners were never taught how branding actually works. We kind of just wing it. I think a lot of business owners just anticipate posting a logo, picking colors, and just writing some cute little about me page and crossing their fingers. But good branding isn't just about looking nice, it's actually about working smart. It's how you connect, build trust, and actually move people to act. So today, I'm walking you through 10 common brand mistakes I see all the time, and more importantly, how to clean them up. Let's dive in. No shame and no judgment, it's just some real talk. Mistake number one is thinking your brand is just your visuals. This is a big one, and I feel like it's a really easy trap to fall into. People believing that your brand is just a pretty logo or a cute Instagram grid, but that's really just the surface level of your brand. Branding is the entire experience. It's what people feel when they interact with you. So this includes your message, your vibe, the energy you bring to the room. That is branding. Visuals do matter, we cannot discredit that, but they are just a reflection of something deeper. If you don't build from the inside out, it's kind of like painting a house with no walls. Mistake number two is completely skipping strategy. So I get it, picking the fonts and the colors is way more fun than sitting down and writing a formal business statement. But if you jump into design without strategy, it's going to show up with your visuals eventually. You kind of end up with this brand that looks really good, but doesn't feel right whenever people are interacting with it. It's a bit disconjointed, it's surface level, doesn't have a lot of substance to it. And it really risks not connecting at all with the audience that you want. So the best thing that you can do as a business owner is to slow down and get really clear on your values, your voice, and who you are trying to serve. Once you figure out those items, you can build from there. Trust me, strategy first saves you so much headache later. Mistake number three is trying to be there for everyone. So this is a tough one that a lot of business owners have to kind of fumble around in their business journey and learn on their own. It's really tough when you're starting out because you want to get as many clients as possible. It's less stressful to say that you're for everyone because you don't feel like you're closing the door to opportunities, but trying to appeal to everyone is actually the fastest way to disappear in the sea of market. So it's really important to not be too broad, or else your dream clients are going to miss you. They will scroll right past you because you're not connecting with a specific group. So sit down, figure out who you're for, and who you really want to serve. Your message will get sharper, your content is going to get way easier to write, and your audience is going to be way more engaged. Mistake number four I see is inconsistent values. One day your brand is soft and neutral, the next day it's chaotic and it's energetic, and your audience is starting to get a bit of whiplash. So if your visuals are all over the place, people are going to start questioning whether or not you know what you're doing. You don't need to have this big fancy design, but you do need consistency. Same colors, same font, same tones across your post, your website, your invoices, every touch point in your business. When your brand feels steady, people will begin to trust you and they're going to see you as an authority figure within your market. Mistake number five is messaging that's just kind of there. It's not really impactful, doesn't really put a punch. It's just plain. If your copy sounds like it could belong to anyone in your industry, that is a big red flag. We're currently seeing that right now with a lot of ChatGPT posts where people are kind of just inputting ideas into a generator and having it spit out content. but they're not going back through and writing it in their brand voice or even editing it to fit their values and their ideas. I know it's tempting to play it safe, but writing something that sounds a bit too professional or polished can actually hurt your brand in the long run. Brands that stick tend to have personality. They're specific, they're a little brave, and they have human errors within the writing that may feel a little funky, but they flow. They have this sentence structure that's unique. So don't get too attached to the corporate speak, unless that is part of your brand, of course, and just start talking like a real human. Say what you actually think, and that's going to help people connect to you. Mistake number 5 is confusing the user experience. So we're going to talk about your website for a second. If it's hard to navigate, if it's slow loading times, or it doesn't make it clear what people need to do next, you're going to see a higher bounce rate. Think about how you personally browse. You're not going to click 5 times to get through a contact form. You're going to probably just click away if there are broken links or unusable buttons. Recommendation is to simplify it. Focus on guiding people through the web page and telling them what to do every step. You want to make it as easy as possible to say yes to you. The user experience is not about being fancy, it's about being helpful. Websites can be beautiful, but we can't sacrifice the user experience for our artistic preferences. Mistake number 5 is the copy just doesn't connect. Your copy doesn't necessarily have to be perfect, but it needs to feel like your brand. If your audience isn't engaging with your words, they're probably just not feeling anything when they read them, and they may even be scrolling past it because it looks like every other post that they see on their feed. That is fixable, so you don't have to worry. Tell stories, use contractions, add warmth, humor, or even some quirks to your words or your sentences. You're not writing for your college professor, you're writing for people who need to know what you offer. A good way to do this is by writing the same way that you would speak to your best friend about the topics that you're interested in. Keep it simple. Try to stay away from that industry jargon and sounding too disconnected from your audience. Mistake number 8 is completely neglecting SEO. So you spend hours on your website and no one's finding it. You have to start getting comfortable with frequent SEO maintenance. Even if that's something you hire out to another professional, there's no longer an option to ignore it. I know the changing algorithm and the new rules can be kind of scary, but remember that SEO is about helping people find you, the right people specifically. So use words that your audience would use on Google to search for content related to your industry. Add headings, useful descriptions, and make a keyword plan. Go out and research and figure out what specific keywords are being used to ask questions about the services that you provide. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just needs to be intentional. Mistake number 9 is posting inconsistently. If you vanish for 3 weeks and then pop back up with a ton of content, your audience is not only going to be confused, they're going to be overwhelmed. Inconsistency is hard for people whenever they're attempting to build a relationship. It's almost impossible to build that trust because people don't know what to expect from you. Your audience wants to be engaged with your content, but they may not always be able to do it if they don't know when you're going to be active or what kind of content you're posting. You don't necessarily have to post daily. You just need to pick a rhythm that you can stick to and show up. Some brands do post every day, and some brands may only post a couple times a week, and that's okay. It's just about the intention and the consistency in the schedule that they pick. Mistake number 10 is doing everything by yourself. This is a really interesting one because I know that a lot of entrepreneurs take a lot of pride in wearing all the hats, but I like to push back on this and saying that you don't have to DIY every single thing about your brand. You're more than capable, you're scrappy, and you've built a lot by yourself, but growth is going to get easier when you have a team behind you that can support you. Hire a designer, a strategist, a copywriter, maybe a marketer, someone that can see the big picture so that you can focus your time and energy running and improving your business. The whole point of owning a business is to have the flexibility to navigate the world on your own terms. How can you do that when you're trapped just surviving day to day because you're the only employee? Don't be afraid to hire the help that you need. It is more than worth the investment. At the end of the day, branding isn't about being perfect. It's just about being clear, consistent, and just being you. If you recognize yourself in any of these mistakes, don't stress out about it. You're not behind, you're just building a brand. It's something that you're going to constantly be growing and evolving with and tweaking. Just take a breath and revisit your foundation. Tweak where it's needed and keep going. You're doing great. Because your brand has something important to say, so let's make sure it says it with the confidence. If you're ready to stop spinning your wheels and actually build a brand that works for you, not against you, I would love to help you. You can book a free consultation over on my website at spunkypsyche.com. We'll walk you through where you're at, where you want to go, and how your brand can finally start pulling its weight in your business. So let's make your brand feel like you and connect with people like crazy. All right, guys, thank you so much. I was really excited to bring this content to you today. I'm really passionate about branding and brand strategy. And if you like this stuff, go ahead and like and subscribe. Until the next video, guys, bye!